Everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, with another great podcast for you today. First of all, we want to thank Okuma for everything you do. Thank you very much for being a part of our show for such a long time. And I really enjoyed being a pro staffer for Okuma for all those years. And now being a paid sponsor of your saltwater guide, I tell you what, we can't talk about you guys enough. Without Okuma's sponsorship, we couldn't do this show on Wednesdays. So thank everybody at Okuma very much. John Bretza for always taking time to come on our show and explain the new products that are coming down the pipe. And we're talking about the Komodo this month and the Komodo series reels. And I post some videos of me fishing with that product. We got a cool little video to show you during the show today. And my good friend Bill Varney, I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe power's out in Colorado or something, but he's not joining us today. He may jump in a little bit later in the show. We don't know. I've sent him a couple messages, no response. So it is what it is. But I think we'll be okay either way. If he joins us, that's great. And if he doesn't join us, that's great. I got plenty of stuff to talk about as usual. Never at a loss of words, you know that. So today, I think what we'll try to talk about is etiquette when you take your friends fishing on your boat. And you can thank Matt Ryan for that. It's something we needed to talk about. Your volume seems low. Okay. Oh, I know why. How's that? Is that better? Sorry about that. I was trying to get everything ready and I forgot about the mic. So everybody, welcome to the show. It's Wahoo Wednesday. Let's go, Dave. Nope, it's Okuma Wednesday. We got all kinds of great things to talk about today, but we're going to talk mostly about etiquette when you go out on your friend's boat or when you bring your friends out on your boat. And this is a good video to show your friends. We have videos like this over on the website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. And as we move forward here, this will make a lot of sense to a lot of you. Sorry about that. Sorry, everybody. Yep, silly Dave. Doesn't know how this whole thing works. It's only been 5 years, but every once in a while I snap out of it and figure out what's going on because you all help me, and I thank you very much. And Brent, it was a real pleasure to have you on the boat. John Stanley and Tina, always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. That was so much fun the other night. But yeah, this is a very hot subject. We've talked about it before on the podcast. It's been a while since we talked about it, so today's a good day to bring it up. Normally, today is Surf Fishing Wednesday. We talk with Bill Varney about surf fishing, but today we're just going to talk about etiquette, taking your friends fishing on your boat, or if you're lucky enough to get invited to go on someone's boat. There's a lot of things to talk about. We're just going to crack the surface. If you guys think of anything that I'm not covering, you can throw it up on the comments, and I'll circle back around, and we'll talk about that. But here's first thing you all should know. If you get invited to go with your friends on their boat, you should feel very honored that you got invited to go with your friends on their boat, because that is very cool of your friends to invite you on their boat, because most people, their boat's not real big, so when they invite you to come with them, you should feel honored. And then you should learn how to act when you get invited on someone else's boat. First thing, as a boat owner and as someone that's taken a lot of people fishing, that's good, Devin. I'm glad it's beautiful out there. The last thing you want, the first number one question is, what do I guide? I guide people fishing. I've been doing it for 51 years. So, but today we're talking about taking your friends fishing on your boat. And if you get invited to go with someone on their boat, the very first thing you do not want to ask, how much longer? When are we going to be in? When are we going to get in? What time are we going to be in? That's the last thing as a boat owner we want to hear, because now you've put a time restriction on the fishing trip. If you get invited to go on the boat, here's what you need to do. Go on the boat. Or if you don't have time that day and if you can't be there all day long, then don't go. Say, you know what? Thank you very much, but I got a bunch of stuff to do today. I'm not really going to be able to make it on the boat with you today. But we don't want to hear about how you need to be in, because we're going out fishing on our private boat with you and we're bringing you along as a guest, as a friend. But when we go fishing, we have no idea what we're going to encounter. We have no idea if the fish are going to bite at 6 o'clock in the morning or at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're going out on our boat. We might be going to Catalina. We might be going offshore tuna fishing. Might be fishing local. We're not sure exactly where we're going to go, but we invited you to go, and then we're going to look at your Saltwater Guide website, check out the game plan, see where Dave's telling us the best place to go is, and then we're going to go out there and we're going to try to execute a phenomenal day of fishing. But you do not, and I repeat this, I can't repeat it enough, I can't say it enough, you do not want to ask, what time are we going to be in? Because he doesn't know, your sister, brothers, cousins, aunt doesn't know. We're going to get in when we get in. And then also another thing to remember, when the boat gets in, now it's time to work. Most people don't understand that. Those of us that own our own boats, when the boat gets back to the dock, that's when the real work starts. We don't have time to hear you tell us that you need to go. When the boat gets in, you got to figure it's going to be another hour to an hour and a half at the dock or at the launch ramp or at your buddy's house, whatever it is. However, if you met him at his house, jumped in his truck, and then drove the truck down and launched the boat, that's where you're going to end up at the end of the day. Now it's time to help him clean the boat. You got on his boat and it was clean, and when you got in, it was dirty. That is the last thing that you want to do, is leave when the boat gets into the dock. You want the owner to say, all right, Steve Duncan, the day is Rodney took you fishing on his boat and it's over at the end of the day, and you helped him clean the boat and you helped him get the boat wiped down, and you helped, we're doing the etiquette video today. Absolutely, Matt Ryan, because of you. So when you get done at the end of the day, gang, that doesn't mean you're done. The owner of the boat has another hour and a half to 2 hours cleaning the boat, getting all the gear put away, getting all the salt off, then chamoising the boat and getting all the water spots off. It's a big ordeal. And what really sucks is when we get in and you tell us, hey, I'm really sorry, but I got to go. Well, here's what's going to happen if you went with me, or if we didn't pre-discuss this. And there's times stuff happens, I understand, where you got to hit the road when you get in. But if you just think that at the end of the day it's time to go home, no, we got way more stuff to do. We got to get this boat cleaned up. We got to get it put away. If we're tied up to a dock like Mike and Jamie Lewis, when the boat gets to the dock, now it's time to take all the rods and reels, put them on the dock, get them all hosed off. We got to scrub the boat. We got to get all the blood and guts off it, because remember, you caught fish because you're a member of your Saltwater Guide. You just didn't go out there driving around like most people do. You actually caught fish. You had a plan. But this etiquette thing, that's the number one thing that bugs the crap out of all of us as boat owners, is when we hit the dock, you guys think the day's done and you boogie, you split, you take off in your car or your truck, and while we're standing there going, damn, now we got 2 hours of cleaning to do with no help. So understand that. First thing, don't ask what time we're going to be back. If you were invited to go, it's the day. The whole day you're going out fishing on the guy's boat. Unless you John Stanley and you sat down and you talked about it and you're only going to do a half day, then great. Whatever you're doing, but God, when we're out there on the water and you tell me, okay, I got to be in by 3, I got to pick up the kids. Now's not the time to tell me that. We're 30 miles off the beach. We're going to turn around, drive 30 miles back so that you can go pick up your kids. That's not the day to go fishing. Just be honest with us, and we'll be honest with you. And then, yeah, friends don't let friends clean the boat alone. That's right. That's a good one. I like that. But it's super important to understand that. Now, we're getting into the meat and potatoes. I know Matt invited you to go fishing on his boat. I know that. But you have to understand. The boat, to have a private boat, is very expensive. I don't care what you're trying to tell me. The boat has insurance. The boat has storage, whether you're tied up to a dock or you're on a trailer somewhere. It has storage. Then the number one thing that costs the most is gas or diesel. So what we used to tell people on the yacht when I ran the big yachts, my bosses, it was a different world, whole different level, and we never expected the guests to ever kick down. And I used to tell people, they would go, I'm going to help the boss pay for fuel. I go, you don't want anything to do with that. I remember one guy insisted on it one day. Absolutely insisted. I'm going to pick up the fuel. We fished San Clemente Island that day. We left in the middle of the night, and we got back the next night. And I tried to tell him, Jim, look it. You don't want anything to do with this. Boss man's already telling you, don't worry about the fuel. You're insisting. He's going to let you pay, but you don't want anything to do with that. And then the bill came, and it was $4,200 just for fuel. Now, I'm not talking about that on your private boat. I'm talking about on the big yachts. That was a life-changing event for him. Tried to explain that to your wife. That I tried to help him out. I tried to tell him, look, boss doesn't want you to pay for fuel. That's not what this is about. But now if you go out on your friend's boat and it's a couple of you and you're going out for the day, you should insist on paying for half the gas. Because boat doesn't run on thank you. The whole thing cost a fortune. To take you and your friends out fishing on my boat for the day, and my boat's a 22-foot Weldcraft, and we're going to go over to Catalina and fish all day and come home. That fuel bill is going to be $500 to $600. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry if you don't understand that, but the price of fuel on the water is 50 to 75 cents more a gallon than it is at the gas station. So if you're on a trailerable boat, you're going to benefit heavily on that. But if the boat is tied up to a dock in the harbor, like Mike Lewis's boat or Justin's boat or Darren's boat or somebody that has a boat tied up to the dock, you got to remember they're paying a phenomenal amount of money for fuel. So try to remember that, yeah, they're not asking you, but if you help them, and I'm not talking on the 65 Viking and we hold 1,800 gallons. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your buddies and you on your private boat, your 26-foot or your 32-foot or whatever. Help them out. Help them out with gas. The other thing, think about, hey, you invited me to come with you on your boat. Hey, I'll take care of the food. I'll take care of the drinks. Here's a giant misstep or misinformation. And a lot of you are not going to like this. I already know that, but I'm sorry. All I have is the truth. The day you go fishing is not the day to go drinking. Okay? The day you go fishing is the day you should go fishing. Now, have a couple of beers or a couple of cocktails or a couple of glasses. Well, I understand that. That's okay. I'm talking about getting on your buddy's boat and getting annihilated drunk. That's not what going fishing's all about. Contrary to popular belief, I see a lot of people post, yeah, it's a good day to get a buzz. Well, not when you're with me. And I'm not talking about going out on a charter boat and you're able to go downstairs and go to sleep or anything like that. I'm talking about when you go with your friends on their boats, you don't want to be a drunk. You don't want to be all drunk and acting a fool and causing problems and hanging out all over the person. And I told you before I said this, it was going to piss a lot of you off. Well, news to you, I don't want you going with me on my boat. That's okay, though. I don't need another friend. But These are etiquette things that are super important to understand. Now, we covered the first one. Don't ever say, what time are we getting back? Because you're getting back when you get back. Second, don't leave when the boat gets to the dock, because that's the time that the real work happens. Going out fishing is fun and there's not a lot of work involved, especially if you're a member of your saltwater guide. You know right away you're going to go catch fish and have fun with your friends, and you've already followed the game plan. You know exactly what to do. And then chip in with the gas, the cost of the gas, bait, yeah. Yeah, it is an absolute amazing thing. I talk about this all the time. That's why a lot of the gang's talking about it. For some reason, when you're drunk, you think people can't hear you unless you touch them. You always got to touch. Listen, Dave, listen. I hear you just fine. If you don't touch me, I hear you even better. But for some reason, once you pour alcohol into your body, you all of a sudden you believe that you need to touch that person to talk to them. Also, Lisa, perfect. Whether you believe me or not, I don't care. I'm just telling you the truth, like I always say on this podcast. All I do is tell the truth. It might not be the truth you want to hear, but it is the truth. On the water, when you are on the water on your boat, it's 0.0. You have a beer, you no longer have insurance because you've chose to drink on the water. The law is clear as it can possibly be. It's 0.0. We have some people that are in the law enforcement that are members of the website, and they can vouch for me on this one. It's not your car. You can't be buzzed driving a boat. You can't blow a 0.0, or you can't blow a 0.08. No, you have to blow a 0.0, period, end of story. Zero tolerance is the word. There's no way around it. So if you've been out there driving your boat, drinking beers, consider yourself very, very, very lucky. But if there is a problem, and I don't know if any of you have ever seen a problem, I have seen a lot of problems. They're going to test you immediately, the Coast Guard or the Harbor Patrol, whoever gets involved to help with this problem. They're going to test you. They have swabs. Justin has swabs on his boat. All sport boats have a swab kit on their boat. They swab the inside of your mouth. The Q-tip turns a certain color. Bam, you're drunk. And it's 0.0. So if you just had a sip of someone's beer, you're in violation. I'm not here to argue about it. I don't really care what you think. I'm licensed by the United States Coast Guard. Devin Cruz, you were in the Coast Guard. It's 0. You been drinking your whole life on your boat? That's something to brag about right now. Yeah, put that comment. Well, I always drink well, you're a dumbass. I can't help you. But the law clearly states that it's 0.0. So know that going in. If you're cool with not having insurance and taking your friends out there and being a potato head, just understand you're in total violation. It's 0.0, zero tolerance, nothing, not allowed to drink out on the water. The day you go out on your boat and bring people, and we've talked about this 100 times, they're expecting you to know what the hell you're doing. That's why we go into the safety thing and the having CTO or vessel assist, and we go into all the other things we talk about on this show all the time and all the safety equipment. Your friends and family, when you bring them out on your boat, they're not expecting to have to check all those things. They're expecting that you are doing everything proper. You have, let's say you invite 4 people. You better have 4 life jackets, or you better have 5 because you have to have 1 for you. You better have 5 life jackets. You better have the throw ring. You better have the fire extinguishers. You better have all the things that you're supposed to have because all your friends and family, hey, Arnie, are expecting you to have done your due diligence and make sure it's a safe environment for you and your friends. So that's super important. The next thing that I see all the time whenever I'm with someone on their boat, is don't second guess the captain. Right, wrong, or indifferent, he was nice enough to invite you to come with him for the day. Just kick back, hang out, have a good time. You might have the greatest idea in the world for what to do. You may be a member of my website. You went with someone else on their boat who's not a member. Just remember, if they're not a member, you're going to spend most of the day fishing for boats. That's just the way everybody else does it. Everybody else on a private boat, if they're not a member of your saltwater guide, and we'll talk about it a lot when I'm doing my stand-up on stage at the PCS show, everybody that is a private boater that's not a member of our website spends the day going from groups of boats to groups of boats fishing for boats. It's just the way they do it because they're not a member. And we talk about this a lot on the show, and their biggest enemy is your friends that haven't watched any of my videos. They haven't watched the etiquette video like we're making right now, which I would suggest you share with everybody that you're going to bring on your boat. But your friends are your biggest enemy on your private boat, because here's what they're going to say. Lisa, look over there. Look off to the left side of the boat. Look over there. There's 2 boats over there. They're parked. Lisa, we got to go over there. Lisa, now there's 3 boats over there. We got to go over there. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Really? This Dave guy, he's not even out here. How would he know? And then the next thing you know, it's like, Lisa, now there's 6 boats. Lisa, we got to go over there and look. Come on. And then you give in because you've heard it 15 times and you're tired of listening to it, and you drive over there and you go over there and there's one guy. There's Don Stanley on his boat with his granddaughter, and he's stopped out in the water and he's taking a piss, and the other boats that are all parked around him are watching him piss. Now you're over there watching him piss, and if you would have just stuck to the plan, you would have been so close to catching a fish. But your friends, when they get on the boat, if they haven't watched any of our videos, they're going to want you to go to where all the boats are. It is the most amazing thing. And I just didn't start talking about it 15 or 20 years ago because, I just needed some. It's because I've seen this a zillion times. Saw it when I ran sport boats, saw it when I ran yachts, saw it when I did the guide service thing. Everybody wants to go fish for boats when they go out there on their boats. Now, when we started this show, we were talking about the Komodo reel. This is Komodo month for Okuma. February's the month of the Komodo reel. We got a great video to show you, and then we have a QR code. You're going to get to save 20% on this reel. I want to show you this video in just a few seconds here, and then we'll get back into talking about etiquette. If any of you guys have anything to add to what I just talked about, go ahead and leave that comment. Here we go.
This is a reintroduction of the Komodo series. What we've done is we've upgraded the pinion gear from brass to stainless steel. Still features a stainless steel main gear. All new cosmetics that you'll see. There's no red accents like previous. Now it'll match any rod out there in the market that you use. The 350 will come with 6 high-performance ball bearings. The 450 will come with 7 high-performance ball bearings. The carbon fiber drag system outputs 25 pounds of drag pressure on 350 sizes. When you get to the 450, you'll output 30 pounds of drag pressure. Huge amount of drag for this type of reel. And when you get to the 350, we have a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio, 31 inches of line pickup. On the 450 size, we'll offer 2 different gear ratio options. A 6.3 to 1 gear ratio with 33.5 inches of line pickup, as well as a 7.1 to 1 gear ratio with 37.7. We're gonna offer 2 different handle options. We have the paddle handle like the one in my right hand, as well as a power handle in my left hand. We can offer that in every model, both the 350 and the 450.
And there you go, gang. I'm going to throw the QR code up. I know that kind of was weird the way it's offset there. I don't have my buddy Elliot helping me produce the show today, so I'm doing the best I can. That's what we got. But you get the gist of it. The power handles, the way I like to fish with those Komodo reels, the paddle, I'm not so much into the paddle handle, so glad you got to see the power handle. Look at that. You get to save 20% on this reel. You're not going to get that deal anywhere but here on your Saltwater Guide, on our website, on our podcast. Grab that QR code I threw up on the screen, gang. Go get yourself one of those reels. You'll be super jazzed to have one. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Bottrell, joining us today. How you doing, buddy?
I am just peachy. How are you doing?
Good. You got a nice QR code covering you up a little bit right there, but
all right. I was going to wear that exact same shirt too.
You did wear it the other night on the boat.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pull down the QR code in just a second, gang. If you guys want to take advantage of a 20% off one of the bitchinest reels that Okuma's ever made, the Komodo series, grab that QR code right now. Save 20%. It's going to be, I don't think the deal at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show will be 20% off the Komodo reel. They're going to be promoting other reels at the show. So take advantage of it now. Get yourself a couple of those Komodos and go catch a bunch of fish. And we'll throw the QR code up at the end of the show again if I remember. What's going on, Justin? I hear you got some availability this weekend. If somebody wants you to come with them on your boat, you're willing to go with people on their boats this weekend, right?
Absolutely. My boat is down for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. Hopefully not that long. My boat's at the shipyard right now. Got pulled out from bottom painting and stuff. We're going to go over it, do it once over, get it all tidy for this nice, beautiful season we have coming up. But I have plenty of dates if you want me to come out on your boat from now until the end of next week. So if you want me to come out on your boat, just give me a call or text 951-703-9442.
Yeah. And here's his phone number right there, gang, right in front of his face.
Yep.
We'll throw that back up again. But, gang, we built this website on taking people out on their boats and teaching you how to fish on your boat. And this is the very best time of the year if you're lobster fishing. Now is the time. It doesn't get any better than this. If you want to learn how to fish lobsters, and you've watched Justin do the live fishing shows night after night, how cool would it be to have him with you on your boat? Take advantage of this time because his boat is down, but the weather's going to be gorgeous this weekend. The harbor's crawling big time, right?
Absolutely, it is. It is crawling all over the place right now. It's all about being at the right place at the right time and knowing what to look for and so on. But I can show you all of that on your boat so you're very successful every time you go. So
I think it would be cool, too, to learn how to fish those threshers in the harbor. I learned the other night. I didn't know. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I was on the boat with Justin. I was standing right there, and he saw something I didn't see. I did not see what he was seeing at all, which I got to be honest. I'm just telling you the truth. I did not see it. He goes, yeah, they're right here. And I'm like, oh, okay. The water's black. It's been pouring down rain. There's more debris floating around there than there is in any landfill. And he drops a bait out and literally doesn't even get it out to where he wanted it. Next thing you know, there's a thresher jumping around, already hooked to the line. And it was probably 15 or 20 yards off the side of the boat. It was quite amazing. I was blown away, Lisa, wasn't I? It was just absolutely amazing. And these are all the things you're going to get to learn if you take Justin with you on your boat. And Justin, you'll travel, right? You'll go down to San Diego, you'll go to Newport, or you'll go to Long Beach, LA, or up to Marina Del Rey, right? You got no fence.
Yeah, I do have a fence. I don't know anything about the Channel Islands, so I'm complete honest with everybody. I've never even been to the Channel Islands, so I have no clue what I'm even looking at. So that's all sunny yep. Territory. But I'll cover everywhere from MDR, Marina Del Rey, all the way down to Mexico. So how much do I charge? I'm doing a special right now because my boat's down. $500. I'll come out on your boat.
No way.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hey,
Normally it's over $1,000.
Yeah, we didn't agree on that. You guys are getting lucky. I would never let them do that. It's $1,000 for us to come with you on your boat. I was charging $500 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So $500 right now. I have from now until the end of next week definitely open. And I wanted to talk about one thing really quick before I lose track of it. You're talking about etiquette today. And the big thing about etiquette for me is, so if you have a boat, you bring your wife or your spouse out and your kid, and you're catching fish, the first person to catch a fish on your boat is your kid. You have to let your kid catch a fish. That day is not for you to catch fish, not at all. If you hook one, you hand the rod over. You do not reel in a single fish, none. If your kid's reeling in one and then you hook another fish, you just let that hang in a rod holder while you help your kid out. Once your kid brings in that fish, you hand the rod that has a fish on it over to your kid. Now, if your kid is hooked up on a fish and you're like, well, I want to reel this fish in, why not give it to your spouse or whoever you brought? If you're a guy and you brought a girl on, or if you're a girl and you brought your guy on the boat, hand it to your spouse. In my eyes, it's always the kid comes first and the women come next. That's it. And then we'll get the leftovers afterwards. That's how it always is. That's how it's always been for me. That's what I always think about. So that's one etiquette on your boat.
Yeah, I talk about that all the time when we do live shows. If I ever am out there fishing and I see you winding in a fish and your child or your whoever's child you brought fishing with you is looking up at you as you wind in the fish, I'm going to throw a sinker at you or a brick. I'm going to hit you as hard as I can in the side of the head because you're blowing it for that child. Those kids don't want to watch you catch a fish. And I don't care. Well, it's my favorite fishing pole. I've heard that before, and I just grab your fishing pole and heave it over to the side as far as I can. There goes your favorite fishing pole. Those children should be catching the fish every single time, and it matters more than you can even imagine. You, me, Justin, Brent, Lisa, John, Matt, and Dave, we already have the disease. We're going fishing tomorrow whether we catch a fish today or not. But you know what? Like Justin said, that child, that fish, that one fish you're going to let them wind in, it's going to be could be the one that one fish changes their life and turns them into a fisherman like us. So it's super important. And Matt, you're absolutely correct. Gang, when you get invited to go on the boat with Matt or Lisa or John or Brent or anybody that invites you, don't make them be your servant all day. Figure out how to tie on a hook. Figure out how to tie on a bait. Look, they're going to offer you an opportunity to look at my website. Check out the basics that you need to know: how to hook your bait, how to tie on your hook, how to take the fish off, stuff like that, so that the people that are taking you fishing don't end up being your servant all day. But now when you take Justin on your boat this weekend, which any of you that have an opportunity for $500, are you kidding me? To go learn how he hoop nets in Long Beach, LA Harbor, or to learn how he fishes Catalina, or to learn how he fishes thresher sharks in Long Beach Harbor, you'd be nuts not to take him this weekend. And he's going to take care of your children. He's going to make sure they have the time of their lives on your boat. Those of you that have kids that own a private boat, you know the whole time you're out there on your private boat, it's a massive mayhem because the kids have their own agenda. They want to run around and do certain things. You're trying to drive the boat. You're stressed out of your mind because you're not a member of my website. So you really don't know what you're doing. So you're snapping at the kids. The last thing you ever want to do when you're out fishing with your children is say no. Like I tell everybody, the day you take your kids fishing is the day that all that should come out of your mouth is yes. Yes, they can have candy today. Yes, they can have soda today. Yes, they can stare at their phone today. Yes, yes, yes. When you get home, now you can be the no guy. But when you're on the boat, it's got to be the most, well, I'm going to use a stupid word, but it's got to be the most funnest it could possibly be when you take your kids fishing. If we have one opportunity, your friends that are your age that don't like to fish, it's because someone in their family blew it when they were little and made it the no day. If you take your kids fishing and you don't let them bring their phone, you take your kids fishing, you don't let them play with the bait, you take your kids fishing, you don't let them touch the fishing pole, why would they want to? That sounds suck to me. I don't want to go. And why would the kids want to go? It's got to be the funnest day. If they get to eat candy one day a year, it's not going to kill them. I eat candy every day and I'm 63. It's going to be okay if you let them do stuff. Get rid of the no word on the day you take them fishing. Kids first, always, Arnie. Absolutely. Gang, if you guys think about this, whenever Justin opens up his boat for open party, it sells out just like that. So if you're sitting on the fence thinking, hey, I don't know if I should take Justin or not, I'll tell you what, when this show's over and his phone starts ringing off the hook, he's not going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you're thinking about it, call him up when the show's over and get on his calendar, because as soon as his boat's back in the water, he's going to be busier than hell like he always is. So take advantage of it right now. Right, Justin?
Yep, absolutely. And so Brent commented down there somewhere, and he said that he got to, let's see, where'd you say? I watched this happen with the thresher shark. Cheers, ladies. So perfect example. Who reeled in the thresher sharks on the boat? Not a single guy. There was plenty of guys and plenty of muscles on the boat to reel them in, but no muscle grabbed the boat. The women got to reel it in, which was super cool. That's really what it's all about. Get them addicted, especially if you have a wife that's kind of on the fence of, hey, no, I don't know if I want to go fishing. Get them addicted to fishing and watch how much you can go fishing now. So.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to find, besides Kelly, I don't think you're going to find any girls that love fishing more than Tina and Lisa. Those two young ladies love to fish. They're knocking us out of the way to get to the fishing pole or wanting to get to pull the hoop net. They know they want to wait their turn, but they want it more than anything. And that's what you want, guys. If you can get your spouse into this, like Justin just said, you win. There's nothing better than waking up in the morning and having your wife or your spouse say, hey, honey, can we go fishing today or can we go fishing tomorrow? Right, John Stanley? Yeah, yeah, I like that. You're pirates when you're at sea. The kids can say adult words, all that. It's got to be fun.
Yeah. And you know what's really cool is, I don't want to say who it is, but they're someone really high up. And the sponsor today, see, behind my head. And they told me when I went out to their warehouse a week ago that their wife, this guy's wife, asked him on Valentine's Day to go out and catch them more lobsters because she loved it so much that he was actually going out there catching lobsters. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm just reading all these comments.
There's a lot of comments coming in, like a ton of them. It's hard to
watching
keep up.
From Mississippi. Thank you very much for watching from Mississippi. I appreciate that. I'm going to check out who you are after the podcast. Maybe we'll bring you on the podcast one day. I'm checking it out. We'll check you out. We're always looking for guests. We do this podcast live Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And on Saturdays, we do it at 9 a.m. Fish Report Saturdays. It's kind of fun. We're always bringing in cool people and always having fun. It's just a great time to be watching something cool with like-minded people at lunchtime every day in Southern California. That's where we're based out of. I know you guys in Mississippi, you're watching it. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, but you're here, so it must be a good time for you too.
Yeah, so the fishing with Kedra, I think I pronounced that right. If I did, I'm sorry. What they said, Seawolf, hey Seawolf, hey Dave, hey Lisa, hey. So I just wanted to say that they all know it's an inside thing. So top 5 boats and both your opinions and all 3 landings. There's a lot more than 3 landings. So what landings are you talking about?
Yeah, and what are you talking about, Loyal? Because if you remember, my family owns a landing in Dana Point, California. So We're always going to talk about Dana Wharf sport fishing when it comes to what landing is the best. And then everything else is behind that. But we're not positive what you're trying to talk about. We'll answer your question, I promise you, and we'll answer it from the bottom of our hearts. But I got to know, I need tiny bit more info. And what do you mean by best landing? Best service? San Diego, the San Diego landings, you got Fisherman's Landing, you got H&M Landing, you got Point Loma Sport Fishing, you got Seaforth Landing. Every one of those landings has phenomenal customer service. The owners of those landings are top notch. The captains, the boats, they're top notch. I think the best thing to do is get on the boat, because I don't really, and Justin, we don't know what you like and what you don't like. We don't know who,
lobster.
because there's people that I do not like and I will not fish with, but then there's people that love those people and fish with them every day. So to go by what I like, that's not really fair. And I don't want to single out any boat. But if you had an opportunity to go out of the best landing in the world, that would be Dana Wharf Sport Fishing in Dana Point, California. And then as far as the boats, there's a lot of really, really good boats. But what do you want to go on? A 1-day boat, a 2-day boat, 3-day boat? You want to go out for a week at a time, 2 weeks at a time? I'm always going to say the Royal Star, Tim Ekstrom and the gang over on the Royal Star, top of the, you're not going to go wrong going on the Royal Polaris. You're not going to go wrong going on the Polaris Supreme with Aliar over at Seaforth Landing, the Tribute with Mike Pritchard. And we can go on and on and on and on. There's a plethora of great boats. There's very few boats I wouldn't go on, but you can give me a call at 949-374-0786. I already hurt enough people's feelings just by doing this show every day. I don't want to hurt their feelings by saying who they are or who they aren't. We don't need that drama today.
No. So, yeah. What else about etiquette? Did you talk? I've seen most of the show. Did you talk about stop following other boats around?
Yeah, we talked about how if you don't allow the people that go with you to watch our podcast or watch any of our videos, they're going to make sure that you spend the day out there fishing for boats. You hear it all the time when you're doing charters with people that we don't know, right, Justin?
Even people we do know. It's the same thing. You see a group of boats out there, and the first thing that comes out of everyone's mouth is, "Hey, I wonder what they're catching." How do you know they're catching? What if they're just sitting there talking or passing cheeseburgers around or something? I don't know. I don't get it. I personally don't like fishing near other boats at all, whether I'm hoop netting or I'm fishing. I don't like being around them because we can find our own fish. It's really, really easy, especially if you're a member of your saltwater guide. So the worst thing that you can do, though, is follow a sport boat around. For one thing, they don't go super fast. The other thing is when they anchor up on a spot, they're bringing all of those fish to them. You're not going to get on those fish. Yeah, maybe if they had a whole bunch of yellowtail around them or something, you may catch one. But they're catching 100 or more because all the fish are underneath their boat. So it's not good etiquette to go around them. Same thing with hoop netting. You don't have to go around hoop netting and follow those boats around and put your nets on top of each other. Multiple times at Catalina on multiple of the boats, and a couple of them I know the captains, people are putting their hoop nets on top of the sport boat's hoop nets. There's lobsters everywhere. If you know how to fish them and how to find them, you're going to do perfectly fine, I promise. You don't have to go and put your nets on theirs. Then you're also, when you're hoop netting, you're also affecting the safety of the passengers on board of that boat, because now the sport boat could prop foul themselves on your nets that you put out there. So just don't fish around other boats. You don't have to.
And there's the halibut derby, Lisa. You were asking about it. January 1st to March 31st. My sister was on the show the other day. I guess the The biggest fish right now is 19 pounds. That's easy to beat. 19-pound halibut is not a big halibut in California. That'll be easy to beat. There's the Halibut Derby out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. It goes January 1st to March 31st. Also, if you want to get something else kind of interesting, kind of cool going on, is the Star Tournament put on by CCA. All the proceeds go to help keep us out on the water and keep us fishing. You can go to ccacalifornia.org and check it out. Check out the Star Tournament. A lot of us are in the Star Tournament already. Something cool to check out. But there's the Halibut Derby out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, Lisa. I think that's what you were talking about. And there's a lot of stuff going on. But the number one thing, this is what I tell everybody when they ask me, hey, Captain Dave, what are those boats over there doing? This is what I always say. They're looking for me. They're always trying to figure out where I'm at and what I'm doing, or they're trying to figure out where's Justin, which one of those boats is Justin on. So you don't want to get caught up in fishing for boats. It's the dumbest thing you could do. It's your day finally to go fishing. Put your head down, quit looking at the other boats, and go fish. Go look for fish. Every time you take your eye off the water and look at the other boats, that's when a whole bunch of tuna could be jumping off to the other side of your boat, but you're staring at the boats. I've talked about this on the live seminars I do out on the trade show floor. Here's what happens. You come up into the wheelhouse, come up into Justin's bridge, and you go, hey, Justin, what are those boats doing over there? So now Justin has to take his binoculars down, look over to what you're talking about. So now Justin's looking. His deckhand, Anthony, Darren, Bob, whoever it is, they're looking. Everybody on the boat is looking over there because here's what Justin or I or our deckhands are thinking. Maybe they're sinking. Maybe they're on fire. Maybe there's people going in the water. We don't know why you're asking us that. So we're going to look. And now nobody's looking for fish. So just remember that the next time you ask that dumbass question. What's those boats doing over there? Who cares what they're doing? It's your day off. You're not the Coast Guard. You're not out there to save people's lives. You're out there on your day off to go fishing. Let's start fishing for fish. It's a unique concept, but it works very, very well. If you guys have ever watched Justin out there fishing live, if other boats come around, you know what he does? He leaves. He just goes to another area. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not dealing with this crap. Right?
Yeah, I freaking hate being near other. I mean, yes, I want to be around all of you, but I hate fishing next to other boats. Unless I know you and we talked beforehand and we're like, hey, let's work this area. That's about it.
And then Matt had a great idea. What about etiquette when the Coast Guard or the Fish and Wildlife pull up to you? All right, now this is a super.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is super important. Remember, these guys are dealing with booger eaters every single day. I don't know how they do it, but let's not be booger eaters. When the Fish and Wildlife come up, they have total control to do whatever they want, because when you signed your fishing license, the minute you bought a fishing license, that provoked probable cause. So they can come on your boat. They're like a U.S. Marshal. They can come on your boat. They can search. They practice etiquette like nobody's business. They ask permission, which they don't have to ask permission. They can pull up, jump right on your boat. They don't have to ask permission. They do it just out of pure kindness, I guess. I don't really know why they do it. And then they get hit with dripping attitude from booger eaters. We don't want to be those people. Fish and Wildlife pulls up, be totally cool, jump right on here, open anything, anywhere, whatever you guys want to see. Have your fishing always. When you get on your boat, you guys, as a captain, Dan or Bob or Justin or whoever, like Justin, when you go on his boat, all the fishing licenses and all the lobster cards are together in one general area, because we know that's what they're going to ask for. To have it in your wallet, buried in your wallet, in your backpack, or in your tackle box down below, big giant hassle. That's not what you do. You have your fishing license. You know, you got about a 90% chance of getting asked for it. So have it ready. Have it out on the counter or have it in the salon or have it very, very easily accessible. Those guys can get on your boat and you're not doing anything wrong because you follow along with your saltwater guide. So you're totally clean and you know that you're clean and you're not filthy and you're not being a dumbass and you're not being a booger eater. You want those guys to get on your boat and get off your boat as quick as they can so they can go catch the people that are doing dumb stuff. Then as far as the United States Coast Guard goes, it's a whole different entity because 90%, and Devin Cruz, you're on here and you used to be in the Coast Guard, so you can cover me on this one. When they're doing stuff at Catalina or they're doing stuff inside Long Beach, LA Harbor, or up or down the California coast, most of the time they have one or two new people on the Coast Guard. It's a training exercise. Don't ever question them. Let them on the boat. Let them do what they need to do. Let them get on. Let them get off. If you're a member of our website, you already know what you should and shouldn't have. And
hey, Jeanette.
Yeah, Jeanette, how are you, sweetheart? And Matt Ryan, you're absolutely correct. Don't lie, no matter what. Don't lie. There's no reason to lie. If you're filthy, just tell them I'm filthy today. I'm an idiot. I was eating my boogers, and here I got short lobsters. I'm not a member of your saltwater guide. Don't tell them I'm a member of your saltwater guide and I poached a bunch of lobsters. Don't do that, please.
So Coast Guard also does not need permission to get on your boat. They can come on your boat whenever they want. Why? Well, for one thing, it's federal. You're in the water. It's a completely different world when you're on the water or land. But they can legally go on your boat anytime they want for safety and documentation inspection. All the time, no matter what. So you can't, once they come up to you, they're coming on your boat. They're not going to sit in their boat and stare at you. They're coming on your boat. For the most part, they're not there to write you tickets. They're there to train. That's all they're there for. Training and safety and so on. If for some reason you're the biggest booger eater out there on the water and you don't have life jackets, you're going to get a ticket. They're not going to give you a warning for that. But if there's something small, like you don't have a whistle or you don't have a flare or something like that, you're like, oh, I didn't even know it expired, or oops, I'm sorry. They're not there just to write you tickets. They're not like, if you get pulled over for speeding, you're probably gonna get a damn ticket. They're there just to train you and say, hey, for safety, this is what you need. They are gonna give you a warning. They're gonna give you a big old sheet, which is a coverage sheet. It tells you exactly what they found, what they didn't find, so on and so on. They'll give you a warning and say, hey, don't let it happen again. Now, if you get pulled over again within a certain amount of time and you don't have that fixed, they're going to write you a ticket. So make sure you just have everything covered. It's super simple, especially if you're just a private boater. You're not running commercial or anything. You're just a private boater. It's really simple just to get everything. And you might as well have it, because look at what happened the other night when we were live on the water. Look at what happened with that sailboat person. The sailboat was out there and supposedly had another guy and a dog on board, and they went missing. And who knows what the real story or whatever happened is, because we are speculating that they were intoxicated. Either alcohol or drugs were involved. And Coast Guard definitely handled that when they showed up to them.
Yeah, when you can't tell them your name, that's kind of cool. I remember the old Cheech and Chong. All right, what's your name, Bob? Starts with the B and ends with the B. Come on, Bob. And that's what they were doing, basically, if you guys were listening. The guy couldn't even tell him his name. That tells me he's intoxicated. Matt Ryan, you're absolutely 100% correct. Me dealing with the people in law enforcement for a long, long time back in the day, I promise you, your attitude decides what the ticket's going to be, or if you're even going to get one. There's no reason to get a ticket. Most of the time they're going to do some education and they're going to teach you. But if you're filthy, if you got a boatload of shorts and you got an attitude,
you need to go to jail.
Yeah, you're talking yourself right into the ticket. Lose your attitude. Let them get on your boat. Let them get off your boat as quick as they can so they can go catch the bad guys. We don't need them to not get the bad guys, and we don't need to cause a bunch of drama. I watch this crap going on nowadays on YouTube where people want to fight with the law enforcement all the time. I'm like, man, times have changed. If I was dirty, the last thing I would ever want to do is talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But you can change the whole situation. Hello, welcome aboard. Jump on here. You guys want something to drink or eat or something? Anything you need, just let me know. Stay out of their way most of the time. They don't want you opening hatches and stuff because they've been dealing with booger eaters. They don't know what's in that hatch. Stop helping. Sit down, keep your mouth shut. Only talk when spoken to. Let them do their deal and let them get out of there. I promise you it's going to work out way better for you.
And like when I got pulled up, when everyone seen me get pulled over by Fish and Game, we're all lobster hooping. I didn't open up anything. I asked them, hey, because they didn't ask me. I was like, hey, did you want me to open up the ice chest for you? Because if they don't want me to touch it, I'm not touching it. They'll do it themselves. But they said, yeah, could you do that for us? And I opened it for them. But I asked first. I'm not going to just go over there and automatically do it because you got to think about it this way. There's so much crap going on right now. Nowadays, law enforcement has their hands tied behind them. And for some odd reason, everyone's against law enforcement. And they want to do bad things. So now that they're so used to that, think if you were law enforcement, how you would react going up to everyone now. You're going to have your two senses on all the time. You're going to have eyes behind your head all the time. You're going to be so worried about something's going to happen. You don't want someone just to open something because what if for some reason he had a freaking machine gun inside of that thing? You don't know. You don't know what's in there. What if there's a bomb inside of there and you don't know? So that's why you don't just do things. You ask first.
And everybody's super excited that you're on here, Jeanette. We love you very much. We've all missed you a ton. So it's wonderful to see you. This is always a safe place. You can hang out here. I know the rest of the internet sucks right now. We're happy that you're here and you're taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to jump in here with everybody. Everybody loves you. So thanks for jumping in here with us. And gang, I'm just going to tell you one more time. Make sure you let Justin know you want him to come with you on your boat this weekend. It's going to help you out tremendously to get out there and learn the tricks of the trade. While he's got some downtime, take advantage of it.
You see what Dave Lee said? Oh, is that Dave Lee? Yeah, Dave Lee.
Yeah, I have all kinds of recommendations. I have lots of people in our schedule. You come to Cabo, you're going to go fishing with Jose and his brother, Mahi Charters. They're great. They run a phenomenal operation. They have a 42-foot Riviera. They have a 26-foot Super Ponga. They have a 24-foot Ponga. They got whatever you need, whatever level you want to be at. Then there's all kinds of other things. Super high level. Cabo, there's no deals. Cabo's super expensive. You want to go on a nice yacht for the day, it's going to start about $6,000, and that's going to be from 7 in the morning till 3 or 4 in the afternoon on a nice yacht with a couple of deckhands and a chef. And it's a very expensive place. Cabo is super expensive. You're not going to get any deals. You go up to Ensenada, there's some different charter operations there we could talk about offline. Just give me a call. You know, you want to go with the guy that owns the boat. You don't want to walk down the street, talk to somebody. They have a friend who's got a charter boat. The next thing you know, you're on a boat. No one speaks English. You have no idea what happened, and they took your money, and you didn't get to do what you wanted to do. Most of the operations down here in Cabo will kind of work with you. They're going to find out what you want to accomplish. They're going to work with you. You might want to only fish on the beach, catch rooster fish. You might want to go offshore, catch tuna. Might want to just be a day marlin fishing. You just kind of got to let them know you can't do everything all at the same time, but you can do one of them at a really high level and have a really good time.
I'd recommend rooster fishing.
What?
I'd recommend going for rooster fish.
That's what I tell everybody that comes down here, especially if you're from Southern California, because you can catch Dorado, yellowtail, marlin, tuna, all in California. But you can fish the rest of your life in Southern California every single day, and you'll never catch a rooster fish. But you can down here. That's my favorite fish to fish for. California, it's calico bass. Down here, it's a rooster fish.
See what Jason and Renee are saying? I
Nope.
guess they found that guy for the news, 1,400 yards. So those of you that don't know, there was a call on Channel 16 the other day when we were live, and it was a sailboat that was some guy was saying that he lost his friend. He woke up and his friend and his dog were missing. And then the dinghy was missing as well. So according to what a couple guys are saying on here, they found the guy 1,400 yards or so away from the sailboat in the dinghy with hypothermia. But at least they found him.
No way. How cool is that?
Yeah, they said it was on the news, I guess. That's cool.
Wow. That's way better outcome than we thought. Nice. Gang, one more time. Listen, give Justin a call. Give him your number again, Justin.
951-703-9442.
And give him a call. It'll change what you do on your boat. It's a great opportunity to take a really good human being with you on your boat and learn how to fish. And my gosh, $500, that's what I was charging 12 years ago. That's an incredible value, especially right now with the weather being what it is and the fishing being what it is and the lobster fishing being what it is. That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so everyone that's listening, they found him and the dog. They found both of them in the dinghy.
Incredible.
That's what they're saying on here.
Wow. Yep. I'm wrong. I would have thought he was drunk on the couch, Matt. That's what I thought. But it sounded like he couldn't even put together a sentence or tell anybody his name. So color me wrong.
Yeah.
Color me wrong. I couldn't be any wronger than that. And then we got a week and a half. Oh, I know. Robert Gripper. Gang, post a picture of your kids. Matt Ryan is giving away $50 worth of products. We're going to give it to 2 kids. Post pictures of your kids on Facebook or Instagram. On my Your Saltwater Guide Facebook or Instagram page. And we're going to pick those 2 kids on Friday's show. I got Coastal Worldwide coming. Those are land-based shark fishermen guys. They're phenomenal. They're really good at what they do, and they're going to join us on the show on Friday. And then at the end of the show, we're going to give away the 2 shirts, hats, whatever they want to pick off our website, and we'll get it sent straight to them. And
only
that's
2 more weeks, Dave.
What?
2 more weeks, you'll be down here.
I will be there, Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. And, oh my gosh, thank you, Justin. Tomorrow, the owner of the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival is going to join us. Yeah, every once in a while I snap out of it. Bill DePriest and his head salesman, Mike Bond, are going to join us tomorrow, talk all about all the bitchin' things that are going to be going on at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival. I know everyone's super excited to see me and Justin and the mullet contest on Saturday and check out Rylan and his cool mullet, but
this show is going to blow your mind. I don't want to get too much into it. Bill DePriest will tell all of you, so you have to watch it tomorrow. Let me just say, it is big, really big, bigger than last year and the year before put together.
Absolutely. It's going to be the time of our lives. And we get your saltwater guide, Justin, Pablo, Al, Bill Varney, Sonny. We get the stage for an hour and a half each day, which is unheard of. It's normally 45 minutes. We're getting the stage an hour and a half each day. I'm going to do the first 45 minutes stand-up Dave Hansen routine like I do every time I go anywhere, talk in front of people. And then the second half will be all the guests, all the guides talking about whatever you want them to talk about. They'll be open mic. Kelly will be running around. You can ask questions like we do every year. It'll be such a blast. It'll be packed. I promise you, you'll be blown away by the amount of people that show up to see this. It's a pretty cool event. But other than that, There is so much going on. Jay from Prehistoric Pets will be there. So many. Justin showed the other day, so many seminar speakers. Just the who's who of the industry. 40 different speakers, gang. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. So we will see you tomorrow on the show with Bill DePriest. You guys got any questions about the show or what's going on or anything like that? Save them for tomorrow. Bill will answer all your questions. I'm glad you're going to be there, Corey. I think you all have a good time if you make it. And Jeanette, yeah, we'll give away a prize for your son, your young man that's 33. Absolutely.
Are we doing something Saturday?
Saturday at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show, we're having the mullet contest live. You guys are going to get to pick who you think the winner is. I've seen some of our members cruising around. Unbelievable mullets. You're going to have a hard time beating Brent's mullet. That mullet's pretty spectacular.
Joey has a phenomenal mullet.
And then if you
has a phenomenal mullet.
if you get picked as the winner, and we're going to let the crowd decide who has the best mullet, you're going to get a free trip on Justin's boat. How rad is that?
But you can't just show up and enter the competition and win. You have to be wearing your saltwater guide, not bowline sport fishing or anything like that. It has to be your saltwater guide apparel, either a hat, a shirt, a thong, socks, something with your saltwater guide. It has to be, you have to be wearing it. Look at Dave's. Dave's got a mullet going on too.
I'm going to get this all trimmed. It's going to be super tight, ready for the show. Yep, it's going to be tight. And yes, it's going to be tough to beat the old man's mullet. But yeah, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy busy at the show. Like you guys.
Is there anything going on later on that day?
Yeah, but we're going to announce that at the show. We're going to talk to the people that show up because it's a limited to 30 people. It's super limited. But if you show up on Saturday, come into the booth and talk to me, and you're going to find out we're going to have something super exciting Saturday night. But it's limited because I couldn't get a big place, so it's very limited. Invitation only, but don't worry.
I would say the 2 days to go is Friday, Saturday, but Okuma is doing a crazy sale at the show. I don't want to tell you what it is, but you'll never see a sale like this ever again. Ever again. So, and it's limited. I think I was told there's only 50 of this exact thing. And that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. There is no more. It's never going to happen again. So I would say Thursday and then Saturday go, or just go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then why not go Sunday, right? Just go all 4 days. And
yeah, I think they'll be sold out of their product on Thursday, though. If you guys have ever been to the show, it is absolutely mind-boggling the amount of people there.
I guarantee it, they'll be sold out. There's only 50. There's only 50 of this available. It'll be sold out guaranteed by noon probably on Thursday.
And take advantage of this 20% off the Komodo reel. It's a phenomenal value. The QR code is up there on the screen right now. We're about to end the show, so those of you that have been waiting to hit the QR code, I'd hit it now. Hit the stars. Always support your saltwater guide. I appreciate all the stars you guys always leave. I appreciate everything you all do for us. Thank you, Justin, for joining us today. I can't wait to find out who gets to take you fishing this weekend. I'm excited about that. And I will see you tomorrow with Bill and Mike Bond. Oh, yeah. Also, don't forget, Kelly Girl's giving away a 4-pack of tickets tomorrow to start the show off. She's giving away a 4-pack. So we got a big day planned tomorrow, just like every day on the podcast. Jeanette, we love you. So good to see you. And everybody else that joined us today, thank you very much for a phenomenal day. And yeah, you can bring in a big, giant Captain Dave face sign. Absolutely, Jack. Why not?